All right, Matt Sager, Great Way Roofing, out here to inspect the roof for DFS flooring. I thought I'd take a moment to just walk through the current conditions, go over a few concerns, and then wrap up with some recommendations. So our existing roof is a modified cap sheet roof system. It's going through normal stages of age progression. You see a lot of granular buildup in the waterways collecting along the walls and near the drains. Got some ponding water, rooftop, a lot of rooftop equipment, number of skylights. The roof's got good pitch to it. Everything works its way towards the waterways and the drains. And sounds like you're looking for a quote on replacement. So let's move along to some concerns that a project like this might bring about. So one, with the rooftop equipment, these HVAC units, oftentimes leaks can enter through an HVAC, not necessarily the roof. So that's always a concern. We're going to be limited with some of the space or access that we have to get beneath the units, but that's okay. You know, the guys work on their hands and knees, and we've got some room to get under there. It's really like getting underneath the areas with the blocks. Other concerns would be the skylights. I've noticed that a number of them look different. So we've got newer versus some older, and maybe I can give you can look at some options. I'll circle back to that, but they don't have the proper fall protection. There's no internal bars or exterior cages, and that's always a concern. What else is there? The potting water, that's a concern. And the fact that there's other areas of potting water. It's just not the big obvious one there in the middle. I've walked through a number of them on the roof, but potting water is always a concern. And let's see. That's really it for the concerns. As we move along to some recommendations, I feel this roof is an ideal candidate for Western colloids, fluid applied acrylic roof system. And there are a number of options that I may be providing with that system that have different warranties associated with it. But we start by preparing the roof. So phase one is our prep work, where we want to come in and eliminate the low spots or greatly improve upon them. We're going to build these up with something called pond patch. Behind these skylights is another area that we would want to build up, these ones on the downslope. And during the prep phase, we're also cleaning the roof. We're scraping seams in the cap sheet that have the excess asphalt coming through. We're blowing and cleaning off all the loose granules. We are then performing a detail referred to as three-coursing around all the penetrations. It's elastomeric caulking, polyester fabric, and elastomeric caulking again. So we sandwich that polyester. So all the skylights, the HVAC units, the drains, the whirlybirds, these are all details that get three-course. We may spend 6 or 7 days doing prep work. We now move on to the second phase, which is the emulsion and polyester. And the emulsion is measured in gallons per 100 square feet. So we apply 6 gallons per 100 square feet while embedding a 40-inch wide roll, which will cover on both sides of these seams. Once we get done with the emulsion, we now have a membrane to the roof. And that's when we will proceed to put on the white elastomeric coating. That acrylic coating is measured at 3 gallons per 100 square feet. It's done in 2 separate passes. During the coating phase with the elastomeric, I'm going to make a recommendation, and I will include it, that we install a second ply of the polyester in the waterway, and we're going to embed that with the elastomeric coating. That's like performing the 20-year spec in the waterways, because that's taking the brunt of the water, and you can see the buildup of the granules there in the waterways, and how some of the water is ponding and not making it over to the drain. I think we ought to look at putting on the external cages. If we don't, that's okay, but just know that if we don't do it, I have to put on these safety nets that we have. So the labor, I'm going to have guys spending time putting safety nets on, or they could just spend their time putting the external bars on, or cages, so you're essentially only paying for the hardware. All of these conduits, they're going to get new support blocks, pressure treated blocks. We'll put those through. Coming back to the HVAC units and the concern with some of the limitation that we have. Look, we got room to get under there. There's just like, you can't get underneath the areas with the wood block. So if something were to ever return and we found that a leak wasn't roof related, it was entering through a unit, you can always just address that unit at that particular time. I mean, perfect world, yeah, we work with an HVAC contractor, but I can only imagine what the expense is involved in that. So, you know, we just work with the existing detail. And it's a great system. It's Title 24 compliant. It's fully renewable. There are no odors involved with the product. And yeah, again, I think it's just a great system for this particular roof. I'm sorry for this long video. I hope it was helpful. We appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to carrying on a discussion with you. Thank you, and have a great day.